The influenza viruses, yes, plural, since there's more than one kind of virus, actually circulate all year. The Centers for Disease Control says while the season may not officially start until October, parents and doctors know the flu does begin circulating when kids go back to school. We've likely all heard about the suicide of Hollywood stars Robin Williams and Anthony Bourdain, and just this week, two more high-profile deaths, both actually mental health advocates. One was a mega-church pastor. The other was the chief of mental health services at the University of Pennsylvania. It's also even more likely each of us personally has a story to share about suicide. The CDC calls suicide a public health concern. In 2017, suicide was the cause of 47,000 deaths. That's about one death every 11 minutes. In fact, there were twice as many suicides as homicides in the U.S., and a recent nationwide survey found suicide was the second leading cause of death among young people ages 10 to 34. Thank you, Andrea. While hot flashes, chills, mood swings, forgetfulness, insomnia, night sweats, irregular periods, slow metabolism, and weight gain. Many of these complaints from midlife women point to menopause, the time that marks the end of menstrual cycles and reproductive years. The not so good news, according to the study authors, the positive changes may not be enough to fully counteract the negative changes that menopause often brings, and working around the house is not equivalent to exercise and activities like walking, biking, and strength training. However, Healthy Aging Month and this study are reminders it's never too late to find a new passion or sport to get healthy. So as much as we look forward to Friday, the weekend never seems long enough. And once upon a time, the Monday blues got people down, but according to new research, the dread about returning to work has seeped into the weekend.
September is National Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and as our medical reporter Rosemarie Beltz explains, the American Cancer Society says ovarian cancer is one of the deadliest cancers affecting the female reproductive system. Rose.
Thanks, Andrea. Well, let's do a quick anatomy lesson first. The ovaries are a pair of almond-sized reproductive glands found on each side of a woman's uterus. Their job is to produce eggs and the female hormones estrogen and progesterone. Now, a definition of ovarian cancer. It is a group of diseases originating from the surface of the ovary or in the areas surrounding the fallopian tubes or abdominal cavity. The National Cancer Institute says ovarian cancer is the fifth leading cause of death in American women.
Do you hear a thud when your child drops their backpack at the door? And does it feel like it weighs a ton to you? Well, our medical correspondent, Rosemarie Beltz, is here to explain why lightening the load is really important for your little ones. Rose.
Right, Darcy? So all that reading, writing, and arithmetic can add up to some potential pain and problems later in life. The American Association of Neurological Surgeons says 75 to 85% of Americans will experience back pain at some point in their lives. Where there are no long-term studies specifically focused on kids, some children do experience chronic back and neck pain. Experts say pay attention to these signs indicating the backpack could be too heavy.
No.
And Brady, right, it's up to you kids to talk to your parents and let them know, and parents to pay attention if the bag in fact is too heavy. So want to put it on?
All right, so one thing Dr. Rose said is pick it up with your legs. So instead of bending over, you want to bend your knees. So bend your knees down, pick it up like that.
There you go. Good job.
And even though one strap looks cool, Rose, we got to go with two?
Yes, you got to go with two.
Okay.
Sorry about that. And I personally have shoulder problems now as an adult because my bag was too heavy.
And because you only put it on one shoulder?
Absolutely.
All right, now here's the big test. So, Buddy, what do you put in there? This was actually repacked with what he took home on the last day of school. So this was an average weight for him. So what, on a normal day, what's in your bag?
Usually like my pencil case, my like 3 or 5 folders, my binder,
Books,
lunchbox,
water
water bottle.
Yeah.
And
right. Okay, so let's see. So Dr. Rose says it's supposed to be how many pounds?
For how much do you weigh, bud?
58 pounds.
So say roughly 60, so probably about 6 pounds, right?
Okay,
so let's just get this started.
This was his last day of school.
All right, get it to 0.
Oh, 10.2. So he's way over what he should be.
For his size, yeah, they recommend to stay closer, so they say 10 to 20%. Now, as Brady gets older, that number will go up, right? Once you get closer to high school, college, we can carry a little bit more weight. But while you're a kid and still growing, you want to keep that, that number down a little bit.